Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, let's start off by giving all honor, glory, and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May you endure until the end. And today I want to make a video. I don't even know what the title of this is going to be, but a lot of people, a lot of you Israelites out there still believe in a place called hell where you burn forever and ever and ever. And you get tortured forever and ever and ever because of, because you don't believe in white Jesus. That's what the wacky tacky Christians say. And they say we're full of hate and anger and unforgiveness, but yet they say that God is going to send people to a place like this just because they didn't believe something. You see? And there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this topic, so I might have to make like 3 or 4 videos. I might just make one video just to kind of go over it real quick, just straight into the point, because I just want to basically show you in the scriptures that this is completely false. This is a fable, all right? This is not true. Okay, you don't burn in hell forever. Nobody burns in hell forever, all right? If you burn in hell forever, if everyone burns in hell forever, right, everyone that's wicked, then how are the wicked going to be our slaves in the kingdom? You see? All right, so without any further ado, let's get this out of the way here. Let's go ahead and just start off by defining the word hell. Here in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 2. Though they dig, and actually this is a good precept. All right, let's start from the top real quick. It says, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door. Okay, lintel, kaftor. All right, the button, the knob. Okay, the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Okay, and let's keep reading and then we'll go over. It says, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. All right, so right there, I believe this is going back to the punishment. It says the destruction of Israel here. But basically, the Lord is going to be punishing, and it doesn't matter where you go. You go to the bottom, see, dig into hell. So, if you can only go to hell when you die, how can people dig into hell? Like, is hell just right under the basement of your house? You see, like right there is a contradiction to what the Christians say. All right, and then it says, though they climb up to heaven, right? Which heaven is talking about the sky. All right, the second form being dual of an unused. This is Shemayim, okay? And let's go down. Celestial bodies resolve. Air, astrologer, heaven or heavens, right? And if you look up the word heavens in the dictionary, that's talking about the sky, up there in the sky, right? So, Esau, Edom got these planes and rockets and shit. They could go up pretty high. So, they can go up to heaven. They got these excavators. They got these underground military bases. Let me get this out here. They call them DUMBs, deep underground military bases. All right, where Esau, Edom, they go down there and they think they're going to survive, anything that can happen. But no, if Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants to get them, hey, the Lord's going to get them. It don't matter how deep they go down or how high they go up, right? And it says, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. And that's talking about Leviathan, the serpent, right? And it says, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. All right. But the point of this whole thing is to bring this out. Let's go to the word hell. All right. Because as you can see by the context, all right. And that's another thing Christians need to learn is context, man. If it just said you can dig into hell, you got to use your brain and be like, oh, okay, so it's not like my pastor says that you go there after you die. No, you can go there here on earth. You could just get a shovel and dig into hell, because guess what? Hell is the grave. Let's get it. 87585 in the Strongs is Sheol. Sheol, right? Which means Hades, or the world of the dead. Okay. Let's get the dictionary out here. Hades. We're going to break this down all the way through and through. Hades. The underworld, the abode of the spirits of the dead. The god of the underworld, one of the sons of Kronos. Roman equivalent Pluto, right? Because this hell doctrine really goes back to ancient Greek mythology. All right? Because you had the Greco-Roman Empire, or the Greco Empire, then the Roman Empire, which really is just building upon the last empire, which was the Grecian Empire. All right, so and that's where you have the Roman Catholic Church, and then under the Roman Catholic Church you have Christianity. So this all comes from pagan Greco-Roman doctrine, which says there's an underworld, and then they just put a Christian spin on it and say, no, it's not really called the underworld. It's a place where you burn forever and ever, and your soul is tortured forever and ever. See. That's all Esau, Edom's fables. That's Greek mythology. It's not real. All right? Let's get that. All right. As if a subterranean retreat. So we're going to get the word subterranean, and we're going to get the word retreat. All right? Subterranean right here means existing, occurring, or done under the earth's surface. See? Secret, concealed. All right, so subterranean just means under the earth's surface, and retreat means of an army withdraw from enemy forces as a result of a superior. No, it's not that one. Move back or withdraw. Here we go. Withdraw to a quiet or secluded place. After the funeral, he retreated to the shore. All right. So a retreat, a subterranean retreat, meaning, also it could be like you're retreating, right? But basically that's just telling you a secluded place underground. If you really want to break that down like that, we can, because what does it say also? It's the grave. Okay, hell is the grave, or also known as the pit. All right, and there was actually a place where bodies would be burned. Okay, and that was, I believe that's what was called the pit. All right, so when you die, you either go to the grave or to the pit. That's what hell is. You see? Because the scriptures say the wages of sin is death. All right, that's why when it talks about hell, it also includes the word death, to let you know that death and hell are the same thing. Everybody goes to hell when they die. All right, their bodies go to hell, but the spirit goes back to the Father. All right, and now let's go ahead and get that real quick. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12:7. Okay, and it reads, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it." You see? That's what happens when you die right there. It didn't say nothing about going to heaven or hell. All right? Because heaven and hell, okay, yes, there's a heaven, and yes, there's a hell, but it's not the way the Christian church teaches. That when you die, you either go all the way up to heaven, to this magical wonderland kingdom, all right? Or you go down to hell and get tortured forever and ever. That's how Christians say it, right? The kingdom of heaven is a future kingdom that's going to be established on the earth in righteousness. That's what the kingdom of heaven is. And hell is just the grave. When you die, you go to hell, which is the grave. It's very simple. It's not hard to understand. All right, because right here in Ecclesiastes, it proves that, hey, your spirit goes back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Your spirit doesn't just go to an inferno, all right, or to a kingdom. It goes back to the Father, right? Because there's no kingdom yet. We have to wait for the kingdom to be established. All right, let's see here. Right, and let's get a precept to that. Let's go to Hebrews 12 and 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? See, because again, the wages of sin is death, right? But also notice how it calls Yahweh the Father of spirits. See, it's got the capital letter, Pater, all right, which means Father, all right? But it's talking about Yahweh, who's the Father of spirits, okay? Because when you die, the spirit goes back to Yahweh, all right? And of course, I don't want to go too much into the reincarnation because I don't want to make this video too long, but we'll touch on it real quick. Ecclesiastes. We're going to go to 3 and 19. And it's here. And it says, for that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. Well, that's not the one I wanted, but let's see here. But yeah, I mean, it just shows, the beast and the man. Hey, when you die, you die. Your spirit goes back to the Father, and then the Father's going to send your spirit right back down into another body. Here we go, 3 and 21, my bad. Yeah, I thought it was 3 and 16. Let's go down. It's right here. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? So you see that's a dark saying. So if you understand the precepts of the scriptures, you will be able to understand that. All right. Now, people think that this means that the spirit of man goes to the Father, but when an animal dies, their spirit just goes down into the earth. No, that's not what it's saying. Read it carefully. It says, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, right? So when a man dies, his spirit goes back to Yahweh, like the other scripture had said. And the spirit of the beast, listen carefully, the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. All right, so how can you go down to the earth if the beast died on the earth? You see? So this is the cycle of life. The man goes up, the beast was already in spirit up here, goes back down into a new body. You see, because both the man and the beast have the same fate as we read in 16. So both the man and the beast go up to the Father, and then the Father sends them back into a new body. That's the reincarnation. Let's read that again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? See? So right there, that's what happens when you die. All right? And let's go ahead and I just want to touch on a few about hell and about the lake of fire, because people get those confused. And actually about the word forever, because people think that actually means literally forever. So let's go ahead and go to let's go to Genesis. Actually, let's go to Jude 1 and 7. Jude 1. And I'm not going to make this video too long, Yasharala. It says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth. for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. See? So right there, we know that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire from Yahweh, right? From Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So what does that mean? That means the Lord rained fire from heaven and destroyed it. Okay? But if you go to Sodom and Gomorrah today, is it still on fire? No, it's not. See? So this is allegory. Okay? This is trying to explain, yes, it did get destroyed by fire, but the vengeance of eternal fire is an allegory for the fact that, hey, Sodom and Gomorrah never came back from that. So yeah, it's eternal fire because they're eternally destroyed. That country will never come back. Sodom and Gomorrah is gone forever. Never will come back. You see? That's what that means by eternal fire. It doesn't mean literally it's gonna burn forever. You know? So let's go ahead and go to let's get that verse real quick in Genesis. Actually, let's get the word eternal here. And it's aionios, from perpetual, also used of past time or past and future as well. Eternal, right? Forever, everlasting world. Okay, so yeah, it's saying forever. All right. But the forever part is not talking about the fire. It's talking about the destruction. All right. So with that being said, let's go to Genesis 19. And we're just going to start on 24. All right. And it says, then Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai out of heaven. Okay. So that's how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Now keep that in mind, because the scriptures say that Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be destroyed in the same fashion. It says, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. Okay? So now we're going to go to Isaiah 13 and 9. Okay? Yeah, let's go to Isaiah 13 and 9 real quick. And it says, behold, the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereout of it. Okay, let's go down to verse 19. And it says, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, right? Excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. You see? Because Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be utterly destroyed off the face of the earth, never to return again, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what the eternal fire is talking about. That's what forever means. All right, let's go to what's that main one that people bring up? Salakia, brothers, give me 1 second. We're just gonna go to Revelation 20 real quick. I think we got a good foundation for that. Revelation 20. And go scroll down to 14. All right, now let's read this carefully. All right, especially wacky techie Christians out there, check it out. All right, so you say hell is a place that you burn forever and ever, right? Place that looks like that, right? And there's no hope. If you don't believe in the Christian doctrine, you're gonna go to the underworld and get tortured by demons, right? Even though the scriptures say the demons are in heaven. All right, because the demons are under complete submission to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, but we'll prove that in another video. Don't worry. All right, just pay attention. This right here is what you wacky tech Christian believe in, right? That's hell, right? Now watch this. Hey, Salakia, my computer's being a bitch right now. All right, so Revelation 20:14, and death and hell, right? Because guess what? Death and hell is the same thing. Death and hell is the grave, right? Let's get hell. Hades, right? The same Greek mythology, right? Hades, all right? The unseen, that is Hades, or the place, state of departed souls. The place of departed souls. So when you die, you go to the underworld, right? The grave, hell. But see how it has the grave, which is exactly what it is. It's the grave, all right? Hell is the same thing as the grave, right? But remember, the modern definition of hell is what Christians invented. But the Bible was here before modern Christianity was. So the definition here is grave. You see? Grave, all right? And it says, and death and hell, okay? Because that's what it's talking about. The grave is where you die. Literally death, or figuratively, it's figurative, all right? Death and hell were cast, which means thrown, into the lake of fire. This is the second death, right? What was the first death? The flood. You see? The flood of Noah, all right, during the times of Noah, that was the first death that destroyed the whole world, or destroyed almost everybody, right, except for Noah and his family. And now the second death, which is the nuclear destruction of Babylon the Great, America, okay, it's going to literally create a nuclear fire, a pool of nuclear fire and molten asphalt and all that shit. It's going to be a lake of fire down here. You see? That's why it calls it a lake of fire, because the grave, all right, is going to be burned up. So there's not even going to be a ground to bury anyone in. That's what it's talking about. All right, because if you read up, it says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and the death and hell delivered up the dead. See? So death and hell delivered up the dead, right? So what about the people that were in heaven? How did they appear in hell now? How did they go to hell and then come back? See? Doesn't make any sense. Let's read that again. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. So that's telling you right there, there's a difference. There's dead people in the sea, and there's dead people in the dirt, underground, right? In tombs. That's hell, underground. That's what it's saying. The people dead in the sea and the people dead underground. All right? But it says using that word hell, because that was the word, the ancient word for the grave. All right? Until modern Christians turned it around and made something else up out of it. All right, so let's read that again. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, that is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. See? So, hey, all these 2/3 out here, and the people that aren't written in the book of life, that already died, they're going to be resurrected from the grave, from the ocean. They're going to be resurrected, and they're going to be thrown into the lake of fire. So it don't matter if somebody that's guilty died today, hey, they still got to come back and suffer that second death. All right? So nobody escapes this day of vengeance, which is the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? When the Lord Yahweh Shai returns, all right, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, he's going to bring fire, right? Let's go to Isaiah 66, or let's go to Malachi 4:1 real quick, okay? And it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. See, it's a day that's coming that's going to bring this lake of fire. It's not a place underground that when you die, your soul goes there. How can a soul, which is a spirit, how can a spirit feel pain? How can a spirit burn when a spirit is energy? How can it burn in the fire if it is energy? And how could a worm eat your spirit? You see, it says, Because Christians say, oh, the worms don't die in hell. Well, how can the burns eat you up, but the worms ain't burning from the fire? See, it doesn't make any sense. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Right? In Isaiah 66:15. For behold, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. You see, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will come with fire. All right? That fire he's bringing is that second death, that lake of fire. He's going to create it here on earth. And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall be many. You see? And that's the day of vengeance of our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right, that's not talking about, oh, when you die in this life, yeah, you just automatically go to the lake of fire. You don't go to the lake of fire yet. The lake of fire is a day that's coming. It's not, oh, everybody that dies just goes there. Or everybody that was a sinner, a so-called sinner, goes there. See? No, that's not how it works. All right? Sinners don't go to the lake of fire. They go back to the Father. And then their judgment is here on earth. All right, let's get that in 2nd Ezra 14. Get the Apocrypha out. Lord willing, this thing cooperate. Here we go. 2nd Ezra 14:35. And it reads, for after death shall the judgment come. All right. So when you die, then is the judgment, right? What is the judgment? When we shall live again. You see? So your judgment is you coming back on this earth in the reincarnation, and the life you're going to live next is going to be based on what you did here. So, if you lived a wicked ass life here, expect to live a life of judgment in the next life. So you might be born a cripple, or you might be born with a disability, right? Or you might end up getting having a really shitty life, whatever it may be. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared, right? Because everyone's going to see, that's why the, when Yahweh Shai healed that man that was born blind, the disciples asked, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he should be born blind? And Yahweh Shai, if there was no such thing as reincarnation, Yahweh Shai would have cut them real quick and said, no, there's no such thing. But no, what Yahweh Shai say? He said, neither did this man sin nor his parents, but that, right? But that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai should be glorified or something like that, right? Roughly paraphrasing, right? Because basically he was letting them know, no, actually, this is one of those situations where it was done as an example. You see? Because when you die, your judgment is to come back here on earth in the reincarnation. All right? And, the Lord gives you many reincarnations to learn. And if you end up being one of these 2/3 at the end, hey, the Lord's going to reincarnate you right back into a body at the very end to throw you into that lake of fire. So that's why we fear the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's why we warn y'all. But let's see here. Okay, so yeah, I think that was pretty much covered everything. Let's see here. All right, and then let's get Revelation 20:10 real quick. And it says, and the devil that deceived them, right? The devil is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the false accuser, the devil, the slanderer. Okay. that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire. See? And brimstone. Which lake of fire and brimstone? So notice how the scriptures said, we read the precept earlier. It said that Babylon's going to be destroyed as Sodom and Gomorrah. How was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? Fire and brimstone. And what did it say? It said it suffered eternal fire. You see? So now we can connect that with Revelation, and it says that the devil was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are. The beast is NATO and the EU, okay? And the false prophet are, which is the Roman Catholic Church, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Why are they going to be tormented day and night forever and ever? Because their kingdom will be gone forever and ever. This marks the end of Esau Edom's rulership, the end of the so-called white man's rulership of this earth. It's right here. Okay, and just like Sodom and Gomorrah, it will be gone forever and ever. It will never come back. America will never come back from this. Europe, the European Union will never come back from this. NATO will never come back from this. The so-called white man's rulership of the earth will never come back from this. That's what it means. Now, just in case y'all forgot, we're going to read it again and we're going to get the precept. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Right? The nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, just like the nation of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, now let's get that one real quick, and we're going to close it out. All right, let's get Jude 1 and 7. All right. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. See? Just like the devil, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, who's going to be thrown into the lake of fire and brimstone to be tormented day and night forever and ever. That's simply stating that the same thing that happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, where it's wiped out forever, is going to happen to America. Simple as that. Okay? So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying unto the hopeful elect. And until next time, I say shalom.